In theory, Co-3's grenades are really simple. You spend some munitions, a squad throws a grenade, it explodes. When you should throw a grenade, and how you should throw a grenade, can be a bit more complicated. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about how to throw grenades. Grenades have an area of effect that is visible after you hit the grenade hotkey. For maximum damage, you want to hit as many models as possible. So, you might think you should always just throw the grenade at wherever it will hit the most models, right? Well, grenades can be dodged. If you know you're facing a skilled opponent who will dodge grenades, or if you've seen them dodge a grenade already, you should instead target the grenade where your opponent will likely dodge to. People tend to dodge backwards, so you should aim your grenade behind the squad. Don't aim it too far behind the squad, however. Ideally, you'll aim it so that it will do damage even if the squad doesn't dodge, but do maximum damage if the squad does move. It's worth noting here that because of how people throw grenades nowadays, often the best way to dodge grenades is by hopping over the cover towards the enemy, assuming there aren't other threats the green cover is shielding you from. Throwing grenades when you know your opponent is microing their squad is less than ideal. While it can sometimes be hard to dodge grenades, and therefore it's okay to throw them at squads even if your opponent is probably watching, what's even better is throwing a grenade your opponent doesn't see coming. This is especially true for bundled grenades that can more easily wipe squads. Throwing 2 grenades at once, or throwing a grenade where you are certain your opponent is not looking, can often lead to a wipe. Now let's dig a bit deeper on when to throw grenades. In essence, you should throw a grenade when it will help you win a fight you otherwise wouldn't win, and that fight matters. Let's look at a few examples of good and bad grenades strictly in terms of infantry confrontations. A grenade on a close quarters combat squad that's actively being microed, usually a bad grenade. This squad wants to move closer anyways, so this grenade doesn't really bother the PGs. A grenade in front of a close quarters combat squad that hits them or forces them back is a good grenade. This squad wants to move closer, so the grenade prevents that or forces damage. A grenade on a squad that was already losing a fight badly is a bad grenade. This squad was going to retreat anyways, so this grenade doesn't have much impact since it was never going to kill the squad. A grenade in an evenly matched fight is a good grenade. This grenade lets the Rangers win a fight they otherwise may have lost. However, sometimes you need to consider more than just, will this grenade help me win this fight? Let's talk about good and bad grenades from a wider tactical lens. If you throw a grenade to kill a squad on a VP you don't control, but your opponent has armor there you can't counter, you won't be able to cap the VP anyway, so it's a bad grenade. If you throw a grenade to push a squad off a point that you control, your opponent will continue losing VPs, or resources, even if you have to run your own infantry squad afterwards. If you throw a grenade to force a squad back to their base, but you're right outside their base already, you don't gain much, and that's a bad grenade. If you throw a grenade to force a squad off of a difficult to reach point that will be hard for you to recapture if you lose it, you've saved yourself a lot of time, and that's a good grenade. You can often wipe a squad with a well-timed grenade on retreat. You'll need to be familiar with how much damage and area of effect a given grenade type will do, and obviously be comfortable with the timing and the retreat path. There's no real point in throwing one unless it's likely to wipe the squad, or deal enough damage that you can finish the squad off. Be aware of where the enemy HQ is when attempting this, as that will allow you to more easily predict the path. This is much easier to do with bundled grenades, like from the Wehrpanzer Grenadier or the British Foot Guards, but assault grenades, especially the Stoßtruppen one, can also be effective, and it does work with any grenade type. That's all we're really going to cover for this video, but there's so much more we could say about grenades. We're trying to keep things short here though. We will leave you with a few tips and tricks. Did you know that you can throw a grenade on building exits to catch a squad as it leaves? Or that you could throw a grenade on light vehicles to finish it off? Or that you could use grenades to kill mines? Please feel free to leave your best grenade tips this video missed in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.